Hey everyone, it's Kimberly. Welcome back. I have your new moon in Aquarius forecast. We're going to talk a bit about the energies at this time. I'm going to allude to my forecast from January where I was channeling messages for this time. We're going to talk about some of those overarching themes, and then we'll dig into the cards, and we'll do a full card spread for twin flames in the collective at this time around the new moon in Aquarius, which will lead us into this energy, will lead us right into February, right? So before I get to that, I just want to remind you, I think I have 3 or 4 spots left in my tarot course. So it's Intro to Tarot. I know a lot of you have wanted to take something like this. You've expressed interest. If you've expressed interest and you haven't signed up yet, be sure that you do, because I'm going to close it out on February 1st or when it fills up, whatever comes first. And you can find out all the info on my website, spiritualmaterialgirl.com. Don't forget, you guys, you can book readings, Akashic reading sessions, intuitive guidance sessions, and soul coaching right on my website. I am offering some packages now, not advertised on the site, but to select people who want to do the work and want to work more long term. So if that's you and you've thought about doing something like that, let's connect. Send me an email and let's see if it might be a mutual fit. Okay. All right, so let me talk to you. I have pulled up my forecast from January. So I want to talk about, let's see. So I talk about advancement. So I'm really talking about this time as a time of movement, but there's still some warning here. So this is where we're going to take some action. I feel like some new things are underway at this time. So you might be starting something new. This is a great time to start something new. A new health regimen, a new job, a new way of being. It's kind of like this energy of turning over a new leaf. It might be like a new diet, new fitness regimen, new health regimen, and it might be a new way of approaching your healing, right? It could be literally starting something new, or it could be that there are some sudden changes or some new things that happen that you aren't even planning or expecting. So these could be initiated by you or could be initiated for you on behalf of the universe or your higher self. So let me just read you a little bit from this so that we can kind of touch upon what was previously channeled. So Uranus goes direct around January 11th or 12th, so we've already passed that, which means there could be sudden change that occurs in your life or an unexpected turn of events, even in an entirely new direction that lights up. There will be time for taking action and making strides forward around the new moon in Aquarius on the 24th and just thereafter. Take heed that there still may be an emotional overtone and a feeling of instability that prevails during mid-January. So I kept receiving the message to stay focused and fixated on your intentions and don't let any energetic fluctuations, moods, or even the physical curveballs in your physical reality to throw you off course. So one of the big messages for this new moon in Aquarius is to be flexible. So in my forecast, I had said flex with any changes that occur, but remember to stay aligned with what you desire to manifest at a deep soul level. So you might be experiencing changes. You might have to move out of a house. You might be going to a new job. You might be having some things just pop up unexpectedly where you're like, oh shit, where am I going to get the money for that? Or how am I going to manifest that? But don't worry about that. Don't let that throw you off of the bigger picture and keeping your eye on the prize. Stay focused on your big goals, on your long-term goals, because those are still very, very possible. And the little snafus and the little hiccups and the little things that you might experience at this time, they're just making you really have to be flexible, kind of roll with the punches type of an energy, roll with it. It'll all work out. Don't worry about it. And it's all going to work out. This is also going to have to force you to find creative solutions for some of you. So you might need to find a creative solution for a living situation, for manifesting money, or if you need to fix something or have something repaired, or if you owe money, you might need to find some creative solutions for that. I also feel like this could be a good time not only to start a new health regimen or a new dietary or fitness regimen, but also a good time to start a new budgetary regimen, like with finances. So you might be looking at that and saying, okay, how can I do things differently? You might be making like a pact with yourself or a new goal or something like that. So anything that comes up, any fluctuations, any sudden change, any like hiccups, anything that might threaten to throw you off, just remember that you are not being taken off course, that this is just a time where you need to just refocus, keep focusing. You might be redirected a little bit, but this is just another step to help you move forward. I assure you that. So I kind of move on to say that once we get into early to mid-February, I feel that we really stand up and shake off any carryover from 2019. Like some of the stuff that's popping up now is like stuff that is still tied to the past in some way. Old bills, old debt, relationships that hadn't quite closed up yet, things that we may have started in 2019 or even in years prior to that, kind of like we need to kind of close things up or close up that old way of approaching it at least and find a new way. And like, I feel like we're doing that. So I feel like we wipe off any heaviness, sludge, residue, anything like that, emotional heaviness, and we cleanse in early February. And this is clearing the path forward. It's making everything much clearer. And I actually get that once we get into that sort of watery Piscean energy in February and March, like it actually becomes not just about like dreaming, but really about like how we reconcile dreaming and romanticizing and actually creating like heaven and utopia here on earth and in your physical reality. So my advice is just like welcome the necessary changes. I think that you'll be understanding better how to bring a lot of your dreams to reality once you clear past some of this stuff that, might still need to be cleaned up. You might need to take a new perspective on. And yeah, so I'll stop there. A lot of the stuff, though, I will say, anything that happens now is just so that you have like a clear, smooth path forward in April, because April is going to be a huge month for the collective. I'm talking doors opening, new opportunities, really forging ahead, dreams to reality. In April, like we haven't had in years, is what I've been told and shown. Because the past several Aprils have been very, very hard and heavy, if you guys remember. So, all right, so let's look at the cards for this period. We'll start off with the tarot, and we'll just kind of pull clarifiers as we go. I am going to read for masculine, feminine energies in the collective. So, whatever resonates for you, take that, extract it, process it, and whatever doesn't, just kind of leave it, right? Might not be for you. And also remember that masculine and feminine energies are representative of the wholeness of you and the masculine and feminine within you, not just you and your divine counterpart, right? So, I'm going to actually try to hold or place the cards upright here so that we can see them better. And I might just adjust a little bit. There we go. So over here is masculine, and then combined energies, and then feminine. And they kept switching this on me. Like the spirit just keeps, I'm like, I want to put feminine here. And they're like, no, it's masculine. Okay, so masculine, combined energies, feminine, and then we'll kind of dig deeper into that with some questions and clarifiers. Okay, so we have the Hermit for masculine, which is coming up in reverse, okay? And feminine, the High Priestess, and it's coming up with the Seven of Cups, okay? So those popped out together. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Combined energy. is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. Right off the bat, I'm just going to pull some cards to kind of help us explain and tell the story of what's sort of happening with masculine and feminine energies, okay? So we're going to pull these now, keep them face down, and then when I want to explain a little further, I'll flip them over. Whoa. Okay, cards popping up. Popping out. So I just got the message while I was shuffling about there being like a green light for, this is for someone or a group of you. There's a green light to move forward in the first week of February. Something that you're working on now, like might be securing a home or a new job or something like that. Like they're saying you've got a green light to move forward between what feels like February 6th and February 15th. That's how they're showing it to me. And so if you are watching this reading and you're waiting on something, or you're kind of like trying to manifest something new, or you're trying to, what it feels like is secure something, like you're trying to secure a home, secure a job, that's coming through for you. And I feel like around February 6th is going to be pivotal time, and then shortly thereafter. Okay. Oh, we have a card popping out. So this card flew up, so I'm just going to leave it face up like that. So I was shown to use, for an oracle deck, I was shown to use the wisdom of the oracle today. And so we'll pull sort of what's below for masculine and feminine from this deck. This card wants to come out too. All right. So let's talk about this, and then we'll use the tarot to dig deeper as well. Okay, so masculine. So masculine has the Hermit coming up in reverse. This feels like the masculine has needed time to kind of go it alone. You know, there's been an introspection and a period of this. I feel like what he doesn't realize, and some things that haven't really lit up for him yet, is that there is an emergence or reemergence that's going to be possible for him. And I feel like that's where he makes, what they're saying is like kind of makes his mark and makes some forward strides. There's something that he's been working on for quite some time that needed him to, it's almost like he was working on it with too much action, too much force, or too much, like, I don't know if it was just like a feeling of this is not possible, this is too hard. And then he kind of like went into himself, okay? And this has been recent. Like this feels like the recent past, like maybe like over the holidays. Like December was like a pivotal month, I think, for the masculine to go within. And he's reemerging, and I feel like what he's going to be surprised to find is that like the outcome of what he wanted to begin with, or what he started, the desire that he started with to begin with, is going to come to fruition now beyond his expectations. And also that he doesn't have to go it alone. And I think like there's like this feeling of not loneliness, nothing like that, but just like this feeling of like having to stay solo to keep things together, to keep the, I don't know, family together, to keep the job together, to, you know. And this is like, you know, with Aquarius, it's like a very, like, it's urging us to collaborate, it's urging us to come together. And so I'm curious to see what these cards are right here. We have support. So that's it. He's more supported, or your inner masculine is more supported than you think. So the masculine needs to find that support now. The ones who will applaud and cheer him on and support his new direction or the things that he wants to bring to life. He sort of had this, like I said, it was like a belief that like he kind of had to go it alone. And he's been trying to resolve this and reconcile this from within. And now he's got to kind of like reach out for some support and understand that it's going to show up in a different way than it had before, where there may have been like naysayers, or he may have had just the belief that he had to go it alone to kind of keep it all together, keep it all. Now he's going to like, I feel like, more step into his truth. And in that truth, he finds new supporters and new allies. So this is a guidance in reverse. What did I do? I flipped it like this. I guess it's not reverse. Sorry, you guys. So this is about new information coming in for him. This is about, I feel like, him being directed. Like, it's like he's holding the light, but if you see with the Hermit, like, that's not a lantern light, that's a star, right? This is about a bigger destiny for him and that he's moving towards. And I feel like he's going to be guided. And a lot of the things that he's been working on have been teaching him and showing him. And he's learning. He's learning now how to step into his truth. And he's learning how to receive the support. And I think there's a lot of universal guidance coming to him, you know, signs, synchronicities, things like that. But also teachers and helpers, you know, in the physical. And then we have clean it up. So this could be an inner vibration. And this feels like maybe his contradictory vibration of, well, I want to welcome love and I want to have that dream life and I want to have, but yet I feel like I need to go it alone, or I'm still pushing people away, or I still have that heart armor. I might still be defensive or protecting myself. And that's where he needs to resolve that energy so that things can really open up, and the support he needs to succeed and move forward, and welcome in like the new opportunities, new love, and the things that he's been desiring. You know, he's got to reconcile that energy from within. So that's really important. So maybe that's why he's needing to withdraw just for a little bit longer before he reemerges, so that he can resolve this. 'Cause there does seem to be a contradictory vibration. It could also be like seeing what he wants, having an eye on the prize, but then not believing like he's capable of receiving that or attaining it. And this is where he needs to clean that up. Okay. Feminine, we have, like I said, the two cards just popped up, the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups. So I feel like with the High Priestess energy, this is like, I feel like there's something that's being demystified for the feminine. There's some sort of unknown that through her coming all the way into her power and relying on, you know, a deeper wisdom, she's able to, you know, make things known and kind of demystify what has seemed like elusive or out of her grip. I feel like from that comes new options, opportunities. They're seeing that it's up to you, feminine, to like open up the new doors and to get curious about new options, new pathways, new directions that you could take. Because I do feel like it's through the ownership of your intuitive knowing, the connection with your higher knowing, and the trust that you have with that, that's going to help you make some good choices here moving forward that open up, like what I said, like new opportunities for you, new doors. And I feel like there's something, like I said, that gets demystified. Maybe something that felt cloudy or uncertain to you, maybe in regards to another person, maybe in regards to your masculine, maybe in regards to, you know, which direction to take or which opportunity you want to follow, which project to nurture, which thing, you know, there's like a decision here, and it comes from an inner clarity. And so I feel like you're really relying on your knowing, like your inner wisdom to take the new path and new direction, to demystify what's been elusive or maybe just, you know, foggy, not clear. You've not been sure about things. I feel like that's been clouded by doubt and 3D reality stuff. And this is you just connecting with that higher knowing. So the moon card is contentment. And so this also is saying that, like, once you get okay with where you're at, and like maybe this has been too much trying to figure it out, or, you know, demystify the things that have been perplexing you, or you've been wanting to know where this leads, where that leads. They're kind of saying, like, once you just get okay with where you're at and get in gratitude with that, like, all the new opportunities open up for you and lots of blessings. So here we go. There's that choice that I was talking about in reverse. See what I'm saying? Like, this is about your choices. This is about your path forward. And it just feels like you're deciding to, one, listen to your inner knowing, and two, there's lots of options that open up for you. New options, new solutions, new pathways, new opportunities. This comes from getting okay where you are. It comes from listening to your higher knowing. Whatever confusion you've had around, like, a relationship or which direction to take, that seems to be, it's going from like really like misty and foggy to getting clearer for you, like I said, because like I said, you're getting more rooted, like, in yourself and your own, your own gifts and your own knowing. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit. There, it's better. And we have chaos and conflict in reverse. So this could be something, like I said, that was causing inner turmoil or even outer turmoil that just was keeping you in confusion. And this could be like physical unraveling that has taken place in your life, or it could just be like an inner conflict. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Like, I think this person is my twin, but then I'm not sure. I don't know what to do about this situation. They're saying what to do is just connect with yourself, connect all the way into your power, connect all the way into yourself. Again, I get the sense that, like, letting this 3D strife and anything in the 3D that you've been trying to figure out or resolve, like, letting that just kind of let it go. Rely on your higher power, the 5D, your connection to your inner knowing, your deep wisdom, to sort it out and figure it out. And then the choices that are in front of you, one, there's new options that will present themselves, and the choices will be easier for you, right? Because you're connected with your true power. So for the combined energy, we see the Knight of Cups in reverse. And I feel like this is kind of like where during this new moon phase, we might feel like we're taking a step backwards to move forwards. And it's kind of like what I said in the forecast. I think in essence, I said that. Like, there's something about the past that's needing to be resolved, demystified, clarified, cleaned up, so that we can move forward. And don't mistake whatever comes up at this time as like a step back. It just is going to feel like that, but you're really still moving forward. And I feel like part of this forward movement is about a lot about truth and authenticity, right? It's all about us stepping into our truth more and more, connection with our power, our ability to do it, to succeed, and to manifest, and to just live our truth, right? So the moon card with this is the healer. So that's the Virgo card. And this could be truly that this is something where you've had to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. And that could be that there's just additional healing that you've been doing or that you're going to be doing in order to take the step forward. I definitely get the sense that there's a reconnection with your passion and creative energy, a renewed sense of enthusiasm that creates more action and momentum. And then we have the masculine in reverse, which is about that taking action. So again, if you take action and you feel like you're being pushed back, just remember, like, I think the reminder is go into your passions, go back into what's important to you, go back into who you truly are, and that's going to help take you forward. Don't try to push things forward. There's still like aspects of your masculine energy and how you initiate change and how you initiate your process that is being refined. And I feel like it's being refined so that you can take a direction that's more aligned with your true path, your true passions, your purpose, in the direction that you may have wanted to take, that you may have thought you needed to take. Like you're being maybe a little bit rerouted, or you have to take a step back to heal or reset, and then you're going to find a new way forward. I definitely get the sense like some of the things, like some of the pathways that we're choosing at this time are stepping stones. So they're stepping stones to the bigger manifestations. So don't get disappointed if, like I said, like it's almost like this feeling like, oh, am I taking a step back, or why isn't this happening fast enough? It's like, just know that some of the things that are manifesting right now are stepping stones. You might take a job and then get a bigger job offered to you, or find a pathway to do your own, business. You might take a home and then, it turn out to be kind of like quasi temporary, and then you end up in like the more permanent place. So this is what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of choices that we're making right now that are stepping stones, that are setting us up for the big change, the big manifestations that are coming, like April, and then through the next eclipses in the summer. Okay. Clarifiers, imagine. So this is talking about dreaming about where you want to be. This is about imagining what you want to manifest. And then we have come to the edge, and that's in reverse. So this is telling me that we need to, this feels similar to this, like where we are needing to take some action. We are needing to take a risk. There is a new direction that we're taking. But I think we need to really hook into with whatever we're doing, any leap that we're taking, any action we're taking, any forward movement we're trying to take. Make sure that's all connected to where you want to go ultimately, and not any sort of it feels like maybe you come to the edge, or you come to like this precipice where you have a decision to make, or a new path to take, a risk to take, and yet then you get thrust backwards, or you move forward too hastily. And it's like, the way to keep this on course and to keep you moving forward and keep you connected to your own fulfillment and really that genuine path forward is through your passions and through your imagination. It just takes imagination to create physical reality. That's it, nothing more. So let me just kind of keep pulling from the tarot deck so I can continue these messages for you. So I feel like for the masculine, this is the 10 of Pentacles. This is seeing like there's success. There's impending success that's coming for you, where you thought, maybe it wasn't going to work out, or this would be too hard, or remember, like I said, you were going to have to keep up the edifice or the facade to maintain the status quo. And they're like, no, I feel like they're saying it's okay for you to take a risk. You are supported in your new path. You have the wisdom, you have guidance. You just need to clean up your inner vibration and believe that you can succeed. Remember, I said this isn't just a lantern that you're holding. This is about like the stars aligning for you in a bigger way, and there being an illumination of what that grander path is. They're saying you're going to succeed once you clean up the vibration. And see, here's that fear that's lurking. That's that, oh God, am I going to be left out in the cold? Am I going to lose everything if I take a new path, new direction? And they're saying no, like actually you're going to have it all. This is just that fear. And again, this is showing me that fear of losing it all, the fear of abandonment, the fear of, walking away from something that's not working or making a change in your life. And then the reality of what it could be, when you connect with others, when you find support, when you no longer are going it alone, and all the abundance that comes in, success, this is where you need to clean up the vibration, because there's a fear in there. There's a belief that it's all possible, and there's this belief that it's not possible and you're going to get left out in the cold, or it's going to be kind of a tumultuous road in which you're going to be, a failure, and you're not. That's not what's going to happen. You've got to believe. You've got to clean up that vibration. Can you guys see those cards? Okay. We've got some shadows coming in here in the afternoon sun. All right. Whoop. Card just fell out. I'm going to try to gracefully pick it up with my toes here. Okay. All right, so we have the two cards. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. And I promise you guys, my cards are always shuffled really good. I never see these two together. So I feel like this is the combined energy, the masculine and feminine, finding their truth. Like I said, this is a lot about not only your masculine and feminine energies balancing from within so that they can create the truest expression. But don't forget that any action we take, all action requires our masculine and feminine energy, right? And I feel like maybe the steps that we've taken in the past haven't been in alignment with our truth. And now that's all going to start to balance. I also feel like this could be representative of, you as a feminine or you as a masculine, and your divine counterpart, either feminine or masculine, however you guys identify. And it's like, it kind of feels like you're both stepping into your truth, which I feel like is you connecting with your true passion and then taking action towards it. Okay? And this might require some bold moves, some risks, coming to the edge, imagining, going beyond what you've ever imagined or dreamed of. And that's really, really important. And it's going to require some healing in order to step all the way into this. And I think you guys have been working on that for quite some time. So these feel like bold moves coming in a good way, in accordance with your truth and integrity. It's going to create the playing field for the masculine and feminine to come together in their truth, and that creates unions. So feminine, we've got the Eight of Swords popping up. So this is where, feminine, you're still working in any of those denied aspects or any of those non-truths, the part that maybe has been you haven't wanted to look at or clean up or heal within yourself. Like, you've got to take off those blinders in order to get to the next step and for all these new options and opportunities to open for you to really connect with your high priestess, your higher self. There's still aspects that you've got your blinders on with that are preventing you from stepping all the way into this truth or making the choice that's in accordance for your highest good. And I feel like once you look at those aspects, hello, you guys, come to soul coaching with me. I have probably 7 or 8 people right now who are in the midst of doing this work that I am just so impressed with. I have been doing this coaching work, working with people, helping them heal the root issues and clear the fear and heal their child wounds and past life issues and all that. I've been doing it for, pretty seriously for 4 years, right? And in 4 years, like, I've never seen such commitment and dedication like I'm seeing now from some of my clients, and the breakthroughs are immense. And so if you're the one who's kind of been thinking about doing the deeper work, but you're still kind of in your blinders, you feel stuck, you feel held back, this kind of is what you're needing to look at. Some of the denied aspects within self could be where you emotionally bypassed, where you're like, get your blinders on, you can't see clearly, don't have the discernment in certain situations because you're bringing your wounded energy or you're seeing through the wound. And then this is all calling to be illuminated at this time. Remember, new moons are always a great time to start something new, especially this Aquarius energy. And I feel like, a new healing regimen or a new approach to your healing could be, like I said, in the cards for you, right? So and there it is. There's the Ten of Cups. So we do see this sort of, block and then this potential outcome. And I feel like we're seeing this in reverse because we need to get out of our own way to manifest that great love and the home and the family and the unity and everything that we've been craving so much. We've got to unify with ourselves first to create this utopia, to create this happiness. And it's coming. I do feel the feminine very much segueing out of a time of uncertainty, of conflict, chaos, anything that's kept you stuck, and moving into this clarity that's going to create newer options, brighter options, things that are in alignment with your truth, your higher self, and this leads to that happiness that you're desiring. It's very possible. And it's possible too, what it seems like is as each individual steps into their truth and clears these blocks and doubts and fears and everything, like, to really just imagine, and it feels like there's this opportunity for, especially for a union with twin flames and success and new opportunities. So let's look at the bottom of the decks. So bottom of the tarot deck is the Judgment card. So, there is a co-creation with the universe that you do. And when we're locked into fear cycles or anything that's really fearful for us, and this could be rooted in our subconscious, rooted from the past wounds or programming, we aren't able to hear or follow the messages of our higher self, right? We end up taking the path that's maybe harder, and it's going to teach us the lesson so that we do get that clarity, or we go through the pain to crack us open to connect with our higher selves. When you're in alignment with your higher self, who's always guiding you along the highest road, then the universe can rise up and meet you. And I feel like this might just be like a really good reminder to abandon your care, concern for outside judgment, the way other people would view you or what people would think about the decisions that you make, and do what's best for you and try to find that connection to your higher voice, your higher self, by resolving the fear within you, and then following that, walking in alignment with that, and allowing the universe to rise up and meet you, okay? This could also be like a signifier that it's time to just connect with fellow man, to connect with humanity, and to just kind of like, I feel like, join together as you unify yourself and you come into that connection with your divinity. and your higher guidance, that it's going to be easier for you to connect with others and to find, like, you know, like for the masculine, I was saying, like, to welcome in the support that's going to applaud you, and you know, your soul tribe and your soul family. And it's really, I think, a lot of people on the planet are weeding out the voices, the people, the relationships that are not supportive, that are just, you know, fear-based, or that, you know, just aren't going to support their path, so that they can move forward now, welcome in those who do. Yeah. Bottom of the moon deck is rebirth. So this does feel like a rebirth, right? And you guys are going through, and I think in all awakenings, there's several cycles of rebirth, not just one, right? And, you know, rebirth, this, you know, this is the springtime as we head into the spring. Like, I feel like you guys are planting new seeds, taking action towards what you want to bloom in the spring. And like, there is this rebirth and a new blossom that occurs. And bottom of the little wanderer deck, this with the universal oracle deck, is purge. So this is about releasing the past, cleansing, clearing. Remember, I said we're standing up, we're shaking off the sludge in early February, anything from the past, anything we needed to heal, and it's creating a lot more clarity moving forward for that rebirth. And new direction too, see? And then we're getting new life. So that's just the beautiful confirmation that we really are working on this as we release the past, as we make better decisions for ourselves, as we believe in ourselves, as we clear the fear. We are stepping into our truth, and this is creating a beautiful new life. So I love you guys. I hope that's been helpful, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.